Hello folks, Sean, Victorian Piper, and this is a video for Tillerman7 OH. He's got a gore going on at the minute. Now Tillerman obviously deserves our support, as do all our YTPC brothers and sisters. So first and foremost, if you are not subscribed to him, links down below, please head over, give him a sub. You'll like what you see, I'm sure. Now, for Tillerman's gore, he's asked one main question and one sort of sub question. Now, apparently they were the other way around, and after some discussion they got switched on a live stream, I believe. But the main question was if we could recommend 3 tobaccos that you would suggest another piper must try. So not particularly your favourites, but just ones you think you must try these at some point. Those are the 3. So I'm going to stick British and old school. Now, obviously, I've just had my 1-year anniversary, so I've not tried all the tobaccos there are to try. So if you ask me this same question in a year's time, maybe different answers, but I can only go on what I've tried and smoked so far. So, like I said, British and old school. So the first one is St. Bruno. No matter whether it's ready rubbed or the flake, it's reasonably unique. I think it's one of those blends people tend to love it. I love it. Or hate's a strong word, but dislike. Should we go with dislike? Like it or dislike it? It's a mixture of, I think it's sun-cured Virginia and dark-fired Kentucky, but it's not heavy on the Kentucky. But the main thing is that what you might call traditional British, sort of Lakeland floral-esque topping. Again, I've not got the palate of some of you guys, so I can't describe it in and out, but at the end of the day, it's quite a strong topping, quite a strong sort of smell to it, but it is unique, and to me it's absolutely delicious. It's also one of the oldest blends around that you can still get today anyway. So originally manufactured by, now I hope I don't get this wrong, I think it was Ogden's. In fact, I'm sure it was Ogden's. It's now produced by Mac Barron. Now I think that alone tells you something, that A, it's been around for so long, B, it's still so popular, especially here in the UK, and C, if a company like Mac Barron wants to produce it, it's got to be good. So that's number 1. So number 2, I'm going to go really old school, and I'm going to say Gareth Hogarth and one of their rope twist tobaccos. Now, there's numerous. There's the brown twist, which you can either get sort of as a natural tobacco or as a flavoured one. They do quite a range of, I think, maple, cherry, can't think of any others, but quite a range of flavoured ones. However, I've tried a couple of the flavoured ones, and it is so subtle you really wouldn't notice too much. I certainly couldn't with both the cherry and the maple. I think you could vaguely smell it in the bag, but once you were smoking it, it was just full on brown twist. But I think I'm going to go for specifically the black Irish twist, because that is just so unique. There is nothing else, I don't believe, like it. Now they take the brown twist, and obviously the brown twist then gets packaged up and sold. They take some of the brown twist, and I believe it's then cooked in olive oil. Now that's the heat and the oil darkens it. It takes some of the oil on, but it does also take some of the stronger, bold flavour out and the nicotine, but gives it a flavour all its own. Now, I smoke this fairly regularly. It is strong, even though it's less nicotine than the brown, and that still knocks me about, so it's not one of my everyday blends. But to me it tastes like charred steak, and the room note is unmistakable. It smells like somebody's cooking meat on a barbecue. It really is like nothing else. And again, it's been around for a couple of 100 years at least, I think. Anyway, definitely another one you should try. Now the third one, I'm actually smoking now. Now, I've been waffling, so it will have gone out. There you go. And if you'd seen my other video, I did just before this one actually. I'm smoking my brand new, this is its inaugural smoke, Peterson Sherlock Holmes Squire. And in it is the third tobacco I want to recommend, and that is a Germain's blend, another great old British blender. Now I know what you're thinking. You're all thinking it's Rich Dark Flake, and that is, to be fair, still my favourite tobacco, but it's not Rich Dark Flake. What I have in my pipe, or what I'd recommend, and I actually have it here as I'm smoking it, obviously to look at in the jar, it just looks like a very quite dark brown broken flake, and it is Germain's brown flake. Now, again, those of you that know me know that the one type of tobacco I'm really not keen on at all, trying to keep this going, it's gone again, it is freezing cold and a little bit sort of damp in here with the heater going and the cold air. Yeah, there's a bit of condensation, so we'll get going on this in a minute. So not to lay any further, yes, it's Germain's brown flake, and the one I don't particularly like is Straight Virginia. And what is this? It's a Straight Virginia. Now the reason I'm recommending this is because it's not like any Straight Virginia I've smoked before. Now, as you could see from the jar, it is very dark, and that's due to the way Germain's process. So they take the bright leaf Virginia, they then do whatever they do with it. It's obviously it's in broken flake form, so at some point it's obviously put together and pressed, but it's then left to ferment. And I don't know how long, I'm not sure Germain's would tell you how long, but it's then left to ferment in its own juices for a period of time. This is what darkens the tobacco and gives it its very, very unique flavour. To smell in the bag, it's very barnyardy. It's quite off-putting if you're not really keen on that kind of sort of walking past the cowshed type smell, if you know what that's like. And it's got a very sort of peaty background taste to it, but it is so rich in its flavour. It's not like a straight grassy hay, sort of hay tasting Virginia. It really is something else. And again, Germain's being a very old blender. I don't know how long they've been making this particular blend, but I would imagine far longer than I've been on this earth. So there you have it anyway, my 3 recommendations for tobaccos that any piper should at some point really get to try. So the second question you asked was around comfort food and what would be your favourite comfort food. Now, again, you can't get any more British. It's a roast lamb dinner. That is my absolute #1 favourite. Don't get to have it very often, basically because I do most of the cooking, especially when it comes to a big roast dinner. And even though I love it to bits, I generally can't be bothered. So kudos to my mother. She makes a fantastic roast lamb dinner, and that's most often where I'll have that particular dish. But yes, roast lamb, mint sauce, roast potatoes, all the veg and trimmings. Spot on. That's my choice. So anyway, Tillerman, I hope you get loads of entries. I hope you get loads of subs off the back of this, if that's what you're after. But anyway, great content, my friend. I'd hope you stick around, and we're all doing this for a very long time. Anyway, as I've said, go check the link out. Why not enter yourself? Anyway, see you all soon.